2 days of high winds expected here at the Adobe Ring Ranch. Better check on the tomatoes. Welcome back, everybody. As I stated earlier, the weather app is showing that we're expecting 2 days of higher winds, which means that I need to check on the garden, especially the tomato plants, to make sure everybody's secure, tucked in their little cages, or tied up to their stakes. I've come so far, and I'm not taking any chances at this point. So I'll take you along for a quick little view of the tomatoes and show you how things are shaping up here. Okay, so the first tomato plant we're coming up to would be my early girl plant. This was one of the first tomatoes I put in the first bed here. I did not grow this one from seed. This plant was purchased. Hugh forgot to order this specific variety as far as the seeds are concerned. So when I came to planting up my tomato seeds, I realized I didn't have early girl. So I had to wait for the plant to become available in the garden center, and I picked one up, popped it in the ground, and she is doing phenomenally well. I don't know if you can pick up on the fruits we've got going on here. Got some at the bottom, got a couple more up at the top here. So she is definitely producing a lot of fruits. And she is an early producer, so that's why she was given the name Early Girl, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to grow this here in Texas so we could beat that hot summer heat. Let me see if we can get in here. Yep, there's a whole group of tomatoes in there as well. So she is doing very well. Okay, so moving along, I've got another grouping of larger sized tomatoes. I have one that's called Abe Lincoln, Campari, Pam's Choice, and German Pink is another one I have in the back. And with this Abe Lincoln, I don't think I've ever seen a tomato blossom like this before. It's kind of flat. It is the same color, but it's growing flat rather than the normal petals being pulled back and the center of the flower kind of sticking out of the center. So I'm not sure what this particular fruit will look like once it forms, but time will tell because I've never grown this variety before. And the following tomato plants, by the way, I did grow from seed. So every one of these plants to follow, I did start from seed. This bed here would contain all of my paste tomatoes. I've got two different varieties. There's an Amish paste and a San or Marizano. I know I've grown both of these before. They both do well. I wanted to see how well they did here in Texas side by side, so I know which one to focus in on next year. And as you can see, they are also flowering. Moving over to the brown bed over here, I have more larger sized tomatoes. I've got a Lemon Boy, I've got a Stellar, I've got a Celebrity, and Cherokee Purple. So again, a nice little variety, and they are all blooming as well at this point. And the temperatures here are supposed to remain in the mid 80s, which will be perfect for them. So I should have no pollen issues being produced. I think I've mentioned this in an earlier video. Here in Texas, when the temperatures get above, say, 95 or into the hundreds for any length of time, the tomato plant will continue to flower, but will not produce pollen, which means you will not get any fruit. So here in the desert, you can do 2 crops. You can do 1 spring crop, cross your fingers it doesn't get hot too soon, and you can also do another crop in the fall and hope you don't get hit with a heavy frost before you get fruit. Some of the locals here are saying that if you start them now, like I have, and you manage to keep them going through the hot temps, um, the plant will flower and will fruit again in the fall, and you'll have mature sized plants. So everything is a crapshoot here. Again, it's all experimental for me. And this last bed here would be my cherry tomatoes. I actually have 3 different ones. I've got a Sun Gold, I've got a Sweet 100, and I think the other one in the front here is called Yellow Apple. It's going to be a pear-shaped cherry tomato. Obviously, Sun Gold is going to be a yellowy, and it's phenomenal. That the taste of Sun Gold cherry tomato is exceptional. If you have the room to plant a cherry tomato, that would be the one that I highly recommend. And again, as you can see, everybody's flowering, and I do believe I found some fruit on Sun Gold here earlier, but of course, now that I've said it, I probably won't find them. Nope, I can't find them, but I did see some smaller fruits on the Sun Gold. Moving along to this bed over here, I did put in another stellar. This one here, let me go around the other side. I have to tag everything because my memory is not as good as it used to be. The center tomato here is called Ace. This one actually, when I put it in the ground, looked the worst. It didn't move. It just sat there for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it decided to grow. This one also has flower buds on it, so that's pretty exciting. And this one over here is called Celebrity Plus. I'm growing the standard Celebrity, but this one's supposed to have extra disease resistant and resistant to some of the bug issues. So I thought I'd give it a go and do a side by side and see which one grows the best. Now these tomatoes I have in the cages. So today I was running around and tucking some of these leaves in through the hoops to make sure the plants themselves are pretty stable in there. I have to say that these plants are pretty robust and pretty stocky. They seem to, the stems themselves are not extremely flexible, which I do like, so they can take a little wind. Sometimes when you grow, say, like the cherry tomatoes, the stems can be a little wiry or on the thinner side. So these ones here are definitely more robust. Okay, moving along. Don't get sidetracked, Hugh. Don't tell anybody about the huge buds that you're getting on your sunflowers. Get back to tomatoes. These 2 here, I just planted. I ripped up some of my spring greens. I moved a few annuals out of here, and I popped in another lemon boy and another ace tomato because I had them left over, and they are blooming in the pot, so I wanted to get them in the ground. And in the front here, I wanted to add a little pop of color. This one's going to be a white marigold. And then the back here was one of my original spring plantings. This is actually borage. It's got a cucumbery smell when you crunch on the leaves. From what I understand, you could make tea out of it or put it in cold drinks. I'm growing it for the actual flower, and it is starting to set bud here in the center. It gets this really cool blue flower that the bees just love, so that's in there. Okay, we're not going to talk about the last video here when I revamped and put the peppers in. Moving over to this bigger olive green bed, I have yet 3 more tomatoes. The German pink is repeated in this one. I've never grown this one before either, but I guess instead of being an orangey color, it's going to have a pinkish uh, color to it. The center one is another lemon boy, and the end one is a Pam's Choice. So in this bed alone, I've got a pink, a red, and a yellow tomato. So that should be cool, along with the added flowers and the cantaloupe that I said I wasn't going to talk about. Um, Moving along, can we include tomatillos in the tomato category? Sure, why not? This is a purple tomatillo over here, and this one as well. And as you can see, they are also blooming. That's pretty exciting. I will be making salsa with this. This plant does seem to get beat up by the wind a little bit easier than the tomatoes do, but this thing is growing crazy, so I'm going to cross my fingers and hope I get some fruit out of it. Also, a couple of videos ago, I talked about ground cherries. This thing has exploded. I think it's about 6 or 7 times the size as it was when I did that last video. And I am seeing tiny little buds forming at the top here. I also mentioned that Clint grew this last year, and one of these plants filled this entire bed. It was covered in fruit. Delicious. Once that thing gets going, I will be sure to do a video specifically on that one. And on the other side, there's another ground cherry. It's just a different variety. One will have a tropical fruit taste, and this one will have a pineapple taste. And this is the one we grew last year. But it definitely has exploded, and it's taking off now. So I'm really pleased about that. And due to the fact that this one does grow low to the ground, it doesn't seem to get hit by the wind as much as this taller and larger tomatillo. So we'll see how that plays out for us. Let's walk over to our little blueberry bed over here, where I popped in a couple of other tomatoes. I had an extra sweet 100 that's in the back, and I also have another sun gold in the back. I do like my cherry tomatoes, and Clint told me the cherry tomatoes did fairly well for him last summer. It didn't seem to be bothered by the heat, so I thought I'd plant a couple of extra cherry tomatoes this year. In the front here, I have something called Black Grim. Never grown that before, but it should be a dark purpley colored fruit, full-size tomato. The gal from Ace Hardware, Ronnie, had grown this one and gave me the the plant, and she also gave me this one here. It's called Alice's Dream. I've never heard of it. I did look it up. It is a regular sized tomato as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing and tasting that one as well, since I've never grown it before. So as I said, I was trying to tie up some of the tomatoes to the stakes just to shore them up a little bit. And I'm also trying another technique where I attach the string to the actual bamboo stake. And what I had done was I wrapped the twine around one of the stems, and then I attached the other end to the fence. I don't know if you've ever seen some of the growers who grow tomatoes in greenhouses, but they literally have a string attached to the ground at the base of a tomato plant, and then it goes up to the roof of the greenhouse. And as the tomato grows, they twine the stems or weave the stems with the twine, and it grows up to the ceiling of the greenhouse. So I thought I'd try the same similar method here, but I'm going to just get them trained so they climb up to the back of the fence, and then I will secure them to the fence so that the wind doesn't destroy them. Okay, let's see. I think I only had one more. Oh, as you can see, I still have 3 more spare tomatoes here. They were basically my insurance policy, and I don't know about you, I hate throwing out my insurance policies. I should learn just to grow what I need, but I always seem to have extra just in case. I think I have 2 cherries and another larger sized tomato over there. And this is another one of those Campari tomatoes that I've never grown before. And this one is blooming as well. So it seems like the tomatoes are doing fairly well. And like I said, due to the expected wind the next couple of days, actually 2, I thought I would go around and make sure all my tomatoes are secured up and fastened to their little stakes and tucked into their cages. And hopefully I'll get by the next couple of days without any damage. So for now, that's your quick tomato tour from our little garden out in the Adobe Ring Ranch. Take care, everybody.